do you manifest the big stuff? That's exactly what we're talking about today on Mindful Manifesting. You're listening to Aryana Rollins. But before we get started, if you would like to kickstart your manifesting journey, you can get our free guided meditation and workbook. Go to highertrueself.com and you can download it there. So, full transparency, this week is move week. I'm not moving far. It's actually in the same neighborhood, but it's a great place overlooking a nature preserve on the 3rd floor. Really looking forward to it, the peace and quiet. I'm looking forward to being in my tree house, as I call it, and it looks over this incredible, mile circle nature preserve. But as you know, with moving, it's a mixed bag. And the other day I was realizing why moving is so exhausting and why most people don't like it. It's death, taxes, and moving. Well, what I realized is that we have to review our life. We are forced to do it, unless you have a mover, packs everything. Everything you pick up, you've got to think about it, process it. Where'd it come from? Do I still want it? And in a way, everything in our life has to be justified. Are you coming forward? It's a major purge and cleanse of accumulated life experiences in our stuff. Well, when we move in this way, we are curating our life. And moving is a huge personal growth opportunity. At least that's what I'm telling myself right now. And as I look around at the chaos, I'll include a picture in the newsletter. So if you're in my newsletter, you will see it. That we're looking at a lot that is in front of us that's got to be done. So how does this relate to manifesting the big stuff? Well, here's the thing, is that when we take care of the little stuff, that was one of my first personal growth teachers way back, many, many years ago, almost 40 years ago. When we take care of the little stuff, the big stuff takes care of itself. So what does that mean? Well, think about it. We've got routines, habits, patterns, the little things that we do daily without paying conscious attention. It's what makes up most of our day. And it's so unobservable because our unconscious mind is just proceeding with the already, doing everything that as we have always done it, rolling out of the side of the bed, the same side, having a cup of coffee and going to take a shower, all those things. And when we make a shift, a big shift like a move, or when we consciously decide to become better at something, like manifesting, it is a personal growth opportunity. So it's the little things that will make the difference in our success. But before we get into that detail, I want to share the thing that I was so inspired. It was back, and I will always remember the date, March 2017. I was really 2017, not 2017. I was really sick and I was just laying in bed as you do and sleeping off and on. And there was a book that a friend of mine had given me on Kindle, and it's called Miracle Morning by Hal Elrod. And I had the opportunity, because I was so sick, I just read through the whole thing. And if you ever get the book, you'll hear about his inspiring story. And here's the thing that he knew, that very few people at that point knew, is that how you start your day will set you up for greater success. So if you're lackadaisical, half-efforting, then that's the way the day's going to go. So again, how do we wrap this back into manifesting the big stuff? Is we take care of the little stuff. We take care of the things that are on autopilot so that we are performing at our best. Now, I know there can be much more exciting things to talk about, maybe. The exciting big things you want to manifest. It's new, it's fresh, it's something you haven't had before. Like, I don't know, getting into a fantastic relationship, making more money, getting a better job. And that big stuff gets our attention, doesn't it? It's like, we want to focus on that. And when we focus on that and we start to ignore the day-to-day, it takes us out of the present moment. I know that may sound weird, but we're not present. We're kind of in a daydream, and we're focusing on where we want to go. We slip out of the present moment, which is the only place that we can make changes. We want to live in our future because our future is a whole lot better than what we're in right now. If you were to see, it is a mess. And I'm recording this podcast because I made a commitment to send a new one out every single week. So my environment is not having control or influence over me right now. I am with you. So if we want to manifest a big thing, and we are focusing on the future, nothing wrong with that, how are we taking care of the little things? Well, it's exactly what we're talking about right now. But let's start with not ignoring that big thing we want, because that's going to get us out of bed, possibly hopping out of bed and eager to start our day because we know where we're going. Is you start with creating an imaginary experience, your endpoint success image of what you want, where you want to be, how you want to feel, who is with you. And it's a full-on future memory. It's encompassing all of your life. So in terms of the accomplishment, so it's who you've become up to that moment. And this is just a peak moment, not just, it is a peak moment, a success moment, a future memory, an endpoint success image. So I invite you, as you look at manifesting the big things, is take the time to write it out in vivid detail, because it's the little details that will make the difference. It will light you up. It will make it real. I was just working with a group yesterday. Every Monday, I host what's called a Get Stuff Done call. First part of the call is a little teaching, and yesterday I did focus on the end in mind and focus on the end in the beginning. So you're focusing on where you want to go. And people were saying for the first time, these entrepreneurs are working really hard to build a business, that they tapped into the emotion of where they want to go and what they want. And I spoke about it is, if you think about the emotion and the vividness of your future memory, your endpoint success image, if it lights you up, it's like that hot air balloon is the fire is heating up the air and you start to get takeoff. You start to lift off the ground. You've got a higher perspective. You're not obsessing about the little stuff. You're deeply in the present moment, knowing where you're going. But we don't need to obsess on it. We don't need to keep checking the bank account. We don't need to keep looking at the dating profile. Has the love of my life found me? What we do is we set it and forget it. As odd as that may sound to you. When you're manifesting the big stuff, is set it and forget it. You know where you're going, and you trust that you're going to take the right actions and make the right steps to getting where you want to go. You tap in and collect and create and energize that vision, of course, but you're also focusing on the here and now. So how do we do the hard stuff, like me, this move in the present moment? Well, we keep a part of our awareness on the future, our endpoint success image, but in a unique way. It's rather like having a miner's lamp pointing you in the direction of where you're going. So your endpoint success image is kind of like that miner's lamp. It's lit up. It's got all the emotion, all the presence, all the energy of you in the moment. So you're going to describe, who are you with? Where are you? How are you feeling in your body? What are the emotions? Gratitude, joy, excitement, everything like that. So this miner's lamp is pointing you in the direction. So how to do the hard stuff and manifest the big stuff by taking care of the little stuff. There's 3 steps I want to cover. First, create that meaningful, deeply desirable sensory experience of your success. Sensory, my friends. Bring in the visual, the auditory, the kinesthetic, your emotions. rate it on a 1 to 10 scale, tune it up to a 10 in desirability, and bring it to a fullness and richness, so much so that you feel it in your body that it's already happened. Let me explain that. This was many years ago, probably 10 years ago. I was setting a really difficult objective, deeply desirable. It was a 10 in desirability and it was a 10 in difficulty. And I did the steps, which is something that I teach in the Highest Potential program, what we call the superachiever objective process. Went through the process, I targeted it, I created my endpoint success image, I placed it in my inner anchor point, and all of a sudden I got chills. It just happened. And I was like, what? I could feel it just happened. I just had to wait the time to get there. And that was remarkable. It was the first time ever that I felt that. It was visceral. I knew it. So I had no doubt as I proceeded in my day. It was happening. I knew it. The certainty. It inspired me so much that I could be even more excited about the day-to-day. The things that we normally have to do, even though we've got this big desirable objective. So the first one's create a meaningful, deeply desirable sensory experience so you feel it's already happened. Second one, check in. Do you have any messages? Pay attention to the synchronistic moments along the way. Keep the doubt or frustration or worry on how it will come to you at bay. Clear out the negative thinking or feelings. Now, this is what I talk about clearing blocks, clearing the obstruction so that you've got, just like, you get in your car and maybe it's been a dusty day and your windshield is full of dust. And we've got so much pollen here in Austin. Oh my gosh. Sometimes it's like covering the screen, the windshield, and I can't see. So I flip on the windshield wipers and I push water and it cleans it out. And you know that feeling like the screen is clear. Maybe the rest of your car isn't clear, but you know where you're going and it's clear. That's what happens when you clear blockers. And I'm going to put in the show notes, fabulous little mini course that you can get started with today. It's called Breaking Through Barriers, and it teaches you how to clear a blocker. One of my favorite exercises, which is I call the past perception revision process. It's not like NLP. It's not like anything you've tried before. It's not like the Sedona method if you've tried that. Those are all fantastic resources. This is different. This takes the present moment, worry or concern. You're finding how your body's reacting to it, how your unconscious mind is reacting to it. You go back in time, you change everything about prior experiences where those body feelings were present. I know it may sound weird, but it's powerful, my friends, so powerful. And then from that place of peacefulness with your past, true peacefulness at a spiritual level, complete calm, you then project into the future of how you want to create and handle and perceive challenging moments that might come up along the way. So this is a fantastic way to clear out any doubt, fear, or worry, any negative feelings of that you're not going to meet your big manifestation. You're not going to meet your target. You're not going to accomplish it. So that's second step. Third is take action from an aligned place. What do I mean by that? This, and I will tell you, this is not my story. It comes from Abraham Hicks, and it's fabulous. So you decide today you're going to clean the house, and you're going to vacuum. You're going to clean the carpets. So you get the vacuum out, and you are cleaning it. You're going corner to corner, corner to corner. Every room is done, upstairs, downstairs, stairs. And then you realize you never plugged the vacuum in. That's what it's like taking action on something that's important to you from an unaligned state. You're not connected to your energy. You're not inspired. You're not connected to your purpose. Let's say your true self, your higher self. Plugging yourself in is that aligned state. So you know that when you take action from that place, it will be successful. It will be fulfilling. Obviously, doing a 2,000 square foot home, vacuuming it and forgetting to plug it in is going to be really irritating. You're going to feel frustrated. You're just like, what just happened? Look at all the time I just wasted. Well, that's just vacuuming. What about your big thing that you want to manifest? It could take you months of wasted time if you are operating from an unaligned state. So we're going to talk more about alignment in other shows because this is one of my favorite topics. How do you know when you're aligned and when you're not? Well, I do invite you to get that, and we'll start to wrap up in just a moment, is that Kickstart Your Manifesting Journey. There's a free gift in there. I call it this great name, True Self Grounding Meditation. Not a brilliant name, is it? And that's going to help you tune into what it feels like when you're aligned. And then when you're aligned, you make the right choices, you take the right actions. Oh, I love this episode. I hope you did too. Thank you so much for listening. I really appreciate you. So grab your Kickstart Your Manifesting Journey at highertrueself.com. And as we wrap up, remember, as you confirm yourself, you chart your own path to success. So much love. Wish me good luck for my move week. Woo, moving's tough, isn't it? Bye for now.